we've got our relay, a switch, inline fuse, some wire strippers, some crimpers, some spade terminals, and a little tiny LED that is going to be our stand-in for our accessory, like your light bar or your fog lights or whatever. And then just got a battery over here to act as the battery in your vehicle. We're going to go ahead and take our relay and we're going to flip it over and we're going to look, and you'll see a series of numbers down here on the bottom, and these are relatively universal for this style, like the Bosch style relays. They come in 5-pin, 4-pin, and micros. But we're just going to use the standard one here. First thing we are going to do is we're going to get power to the relay, and then that means we need this wire here, which is connected to our battery. So this is going to be a constant power in. We're going to put a terminal on here. This wire has an inline fuse. If I can bring this in a little bit closer. Has an inline fuse, and we've already got the fuse taken out, so we're not working with anything that has power as of yet. This wire is going to be the one that you want slightly large, because this is going to be the wire that's handling all of the current. There are a few wires on a relay that you could run really small wire. So with the power from the battery, you're going to want to look for pin number 30, which is this one here. I'm going to go ahead and put that on there. Then we can go ahead and ground if we like, which I've got a wire ran over here. This is basically representing a chassis ground somewhere inside your vehicle. So what we're going to do is take another piece of wire and we're going to tie into it. You would use, like a ring terminal or something, connecting this ground to a bolt. We're just doing this really quick for demonstration. Then we're going to look at the relay again, and we're going to find pin 85, which is right here. And that grounds the relay. This is one of the wires that can be small. A lot of people think that this has to be just as big as the power. It actually doesn't, because the only thing this ground is doing is grounding the coil inside the relay. So I normally use just 18 gauge wire. And then for the power, I normally don't use anything less than 14. Now we need to power our switch. So we have another 12-volt wire coming from the battery. You could use this like as a switched source too, from something inside your dash. So, it only comes on with your key, but I always just run it to the battery because I like to be able to turn on my accessories whenever I want to. We're going to run this wire from our switch to the relay. You could be a lot neater and stuff with this. I'm just doing this really quick for demonstration. We're going to run from the other side of our switch over to pin 86 on our relay, which is the coil or trigger wire. What this wire does is it just sends a small amount of current to tell the coil inside the relay to close and bring power in from here and send it out through pin 87. This is also another wire that can be really small. And then we have our accessory. Yeah, I know, it's a really impressive, giant, ultra bright LED, but we're going to use this as our accessory. Okay, we've got the positive for our light or whatever accessory you're using. We're going to go back to the back of the relay again, look for pin 87. This, you'll notice, is a 5-pin relay. This is 87A. We won't be using this. There are other applications for this, but we're not going to get into that because it's typically not used. Our relay is completely hooked up. We have power coming from our battery into pin 30. We have ground coming in to pin 85. We have power from our switch coming into pin 86. And we have power going out to our accessory from pin 87. Last thing to do is ground our accessory. And what we'll do with that is come over here and use our pretend fake chassis ground that I've got over here. Now we have to take our fuse and put into our inline fuse here so we have power. Okay, so got our relay, our switch, and then our little tiny accessory light. We flip our switch, and the light comes on. And most of that click that you're hearing, that's the relay itself clicking. So it's just that easy. I know this was a crude little display, but hopefully this taught you how to wire up a relay.